It is no secret that baseball has a viewership problem. For many years now, I have noticed that baseball just doesn't generate the same amount of views as other major sports like basketball and football. And I believe that I have the perfect answer to why this is the case. As you can see from those images, we are currently in the baseball playoffs in the championship series, which is the series before the World Series. And baseball recaps in YouTube are getting less views than preseason NBA games. Now let that sink in for a minute. Basketball preseason games are getting more views than baseball playoff games, and they are very crucial games and games that are going series that are going the distance. Like the Astros and Rangers series is going 7, the Diamondbacks and Phillies series could possibly go 7, yet the viewership is low. Now there are many reasons why this is the case. For example, the teams playing are not like the most popular teams like the Yankees and the Dodgers or even the Braves. But still, when the NBA playoffs are in between teams that are not like the most popular, like even the Nuggets and Heat, they were still being watched by more people. For many years, baseball was considered America's pastime, with millions of Americans tuning in either through their TVs at home or by going to a stadium to watch a game. It looked like for many years to come, baseball would not have a rival that could dethrone the most watched sport in America. However, there were other sports gaining traction, such as the very popular football and the up and coming basketball. It is safe to say that baseball was the most popular sport of the three for many years, but this quickly changed as football started to become the most watched sport in the country. Even though football quickly took baseball's spot at the top, it was safe to assume that the basketball was never going to be able to catch up, or so we thought. Now, there are many reasons why baseball just became the less popular of the three, and I'm going to touch into that in a little bit. But, there's just basketball and football just started later, and because of that, baseball kind of had the jump on it, and baseball was just watched everywhere. People just, like I said, it had the name America's pastime. Like everybody just watched the game. People back then there were no cell phones. There was nothing. So the one thing that people were able to watch for entertainment was baseball. And then when TVs came around, they started broadcasting the games, and it was still popular. Later on, obviously now you got social media, you got other outlets, you got a whole bunch of different ways to watch anything that you want. So obviously that has contributed as well. But then at the same time, why are the other two sports still popular? Now, one of the reasons why is that it is no secret that out of the three sports, baseball is the hardest to get into. If you want to play it safe, you need equipment. It requires 9 players from each team on the field. And the biggest problem is that the pitcher has a monopoly over the baseball itself. And let me explain this. For starters, the pitcher has to throw the ball for any action to commence. That means if the pitcher just holds the ball, he could just let the game pause for however long. Now, baseball has implemented new rules to, make sure that's not the case anymore. But if you're playing with some friends or whatever, I'm sure you could still do this. And this is obviously a big problem to, why baseball is the way it is and why people are not like, if you can choose out of the three sports to play, baseball will be like the last choice for a lot of people. Now, if the pitcher is really good, there's a chance that he could strike out most of the batters. And then what this means is that the only person that's having fun is the pitcher and the opposing team, the batter. And this could be a problem for the youth. In an era where YouTube Shorts and TikToks have decreased most people's attention span, it is very critical for people to interact with something at least at a minimum of every 15 seconds. And this is why sports like football and basketball thrive. These sports can not only be played with little to no equipment, but they also require constant interaction from their players, which means that, every 15 or even less seconds, you're able to do something that will keep you interacting with the sport. Now, before people are like, "Oh, you definitely need equipment for football," I'm talking about when you're playing casually with your friends. In football, you could casually play with your friends. You could even play flag football without equipment. Just make sure you don't tackle each other too hard or anything like that. Any sport has injury risk, of course, but if you create rules like, oh, as soon as I touch you, that's it, that's a tackle, or if you have a flag on your chest and I take that off, that's it. There's ways that you could be play the sport safe. But again, it has those options. As where baseball, if you really want to have fun, if you really want to play the game how it's supposed to be, you actually need all nine players, and you need the equipment. You need the glove, you need the bat. Like, how are you gonna hit a baseball without the bat? And every player that's gonna play needs a glove. And it's not that fun to catch a baseball barehanded. Let me tell you that much. So that's definitely what decreases a lot of people's interest in baseball. That you need more people to play the game. Basketball, you can literally go to the park with three of your friends and play quick pickup 3v3 or 2v2 or even 1v1. Football, same thing. You can get a football and get a friend and just play catch. You could do that with baseball too, but it's just not the same. It's not. It doesn't have the same level of fun. It's just like it gets boring after a while. In football, you could just get three people, a quarterback, a receiver, and then the defense, and you could just have fun that way, practice that way. In baseball, the pitcher, the hitter, and then if you can't have one person covering the whole field, it's impossible. So yeah, those things could become problematic, in which why baseball is just not as popular. The fact that these other sports have constant motion and they always have potential for highlight plays and at a quicker rate means that viewers enjoy them more. The other problem is that because of these things, baseball games can be very long. And this can cause people to not want to go to the game since a large amount of time is going to be taken from their day. This actually has led the MLB to implement new rules such as the pitch clock, bigger bases, quicker replays, things to further speed up the game, as they acknowledge that quicker games means more attendance. In fact, this year attendance has gone up significantly compared to the previous year, and I'm going to show pictures to prove that. Even though these changes were great, it's impossible to change how baseball is played fundamentally, and it will never change the fact that baseball is simply just the slowest game out of the three. Now, there is no denying that when you watch a baseball home run or you watch a pitcher grind out, both a pitcher or a batter grind out in that bat, and the pitcher gets a strikeout, or the batter gets a home run, or a really good, or a double, or a triple, or just even simply a base hit. It's no denying that those things can be fun to watch. However, it doesn't happen all the time. In fact, most of the time, it's either a ground out, a line out, a fly out, or just simply a strikeout. Most of the time, that's going to be the outcome. It's not like if every batter was getting a hit or a home run or a double, the scores would be like incredibly high in baseball. It would be like you will see games 20-10, 15-10, things like that. But that's rarely the case. You see a lot of games go 2-1, 1-0, maybe 4-0. It's really hard to score, and it was designed like this on purpose. But then this also causes the problem of like viewership. If you're watching something on TV, you want it to be like this constant action, this constant, something happening every so often. And in basketball, you could get those highlight dunks, those crossovers, the three in transition, the combo move into a three, bang, like, and it's always constant motion. Same with football, you're constantly seeking to get that first down. You're seeing with like how they run the ball, if they're going to make a throw, and then it's always constant motion. Baseball, again, you're just waiting for the pitcher to throw pitches. He has to throw three pitches minimum to strike someone out, and most of the time it's they grind out an at bat. It takes a while. The game is slow, and it just comes down to that. Because of that, unfortunately, baseball has a viewership problem. Now, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, or the two or three people that are watching, and I hope I can continue to do this. I am starting to do this because I want to get back into writing, and I just want to improve my writing skills. And some of it was written, some of it was just up the top of my head, and you could tell when when it's something that I wrote down or something that I am coming up from the top of my head based on the fluidity of the words I'm saying. And that's something I do want to improve as well. Hopefully I could keep this. I want to do at least a video a week, or get it down to two a week, and eventually just keep doing stuff like this. And that just came to my head the other day. Like, I was watching YouTube highlights of I'm watching the playoffs right now, and I'm just like, I saw a basketball preseason game highlight, and I saw that the basketball game, even though it's a preseason, has more views than the baseball playoffs. And I was just like, wow, like there's no way. And I just said I have to make I have to write this down. I have to make a video about it. It was not the best that I could have done. I actually did this in like 10 minutes, so it's really sloppy and stuff, but I just definitely want to come back and do something different. Like I wanted to do the gaming stuff in the past. I wanted to do a lot of different things. I wanted to be like a commentator, like most critical and Optimus and Birdman and those guys, Jack's Films, for example. But it just never worked out. So I'm just I'm trying to do something that I could probably be passionate about, and I really like sports, and I feel like I can get into it, maybe talking about controversial topics or just things that catch my eye, it catch my attention. So I hope the two or three people that are watching this made it to the end and actually enjoy this. I'm gonna try to make more videos, and I'm actually enjoying playing Fortnite a lot, like box fighting as well. So I might do something with that, but I'll see. And I hope you guys do enjoy. Baseball does have a viewership problem, but you know what doesn't have a viewership problem? Basketball or football. And I wish that baseball did catch up to those sports, but I just know that just the way baseball is it's just not gonna be that way. And just there's other things that I could have gotten into, like basketball's popularity in the European market, and all that stuff. And I could have gotten into how the World Baseball Classic was really popular. But this is just a lot, and I just don't think it's worth my time to actually go through everything when I know that not a lot of people are going to watch it. If I could, eventually get to that point where I could get a couple of people to watch my stuff, then maybe I will get put that amount of effort into things. But for now, this was Wanster. I'll catch you in my next video, and I hope that you guys enjoyed and enjoy this last kill. Bye.